Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham. Rame Chittalaya Sada Bhutame Bho Rama Mamuddhara. Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame. Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. Shri Ramanama Varanana On Nama Iti. You can do the Mahasha Sutrani also. Ayun, Rulruk, Ayong, Ayouch, Ayavarat, Lan, Nyama, Na, Nam, Javain, Gadadash, Jaba Gadadash, Kapha Chat, Chatha Chatatav, Shashasal, Hal, Mahasha Sutrani. Okay. I want to go back to last class for a couple of things which we want to give a better explanation. We looked at this shloka number 1 where we saw Dvikarmaka dhatu. Dvikarmaka means it can take two objects. It doesn't have to, but it can. We had the dhatu yach. Yach means to request or to beg somebody. And here we had that Kritishvaraha. So that is, Dasharatha was requested by Vishwamitra for Rama. So it was a passive construct which we saw, that because Dasharatha was requested. So in the passive, things get more interesting in the passive. If you have to make it active, you have to say Kaushikaha, Kshitishwaram, Ramam, Yachitavan. So Vishwamitra requested Rama from Dasharatha. So when we have Dvikarmaka dhatu, first I mentioned last time we had a 12 plus 4. Only 12 plus 4, 16 dhatus in this language can play this role of taking two objects. So what is the sutram for that, and which are those 16 dhatus? I just want to mention quickly to you. It's a very important concept which will come up a lot. Particularly when we go on the passive, you'll have interesting things. So let's go to the Ashtadhyayi for 1 second. And this is the new link that you have on Kalpesh Ji's page, the Panini links page, which is the complete Ashtadhyayi. This is the one I'm referring to. It has a few typos, but it's very useful because it has many commentaries. So in that, the Panini has a very cryptic sutram called Akathitancha. Akathitancha. Akathitam means that which has not been told, which has not been said, not been described. So when the speaker does not want to use the second object, he doesn't want to use that second the second term, I should say, in a particular vibhakti, he can use dvitiya with that. That was mean by akathitamcha. So here, what does it mean? And here you get the explanation of that. Akathitam apadanadi karakaihi cha anuktam yat karakam. So that which is a part of the action, but which has not been assigned, which the speaker doesn't want to use the apadanadi. It's like he doesn't want to use the ablative sense or any other sense. Tat karma sanyam bhavati. So that can also become a karma sanya. Okay. And which are those dhatus? And these dhatus you should keep in mind. Here's a list of those 12 plus 4 dhatus. Duha means to milk. Yach, which is what we have in this shloka, is to beg or request. Pach is to cook. Dand is to like fine or punish. Rudh is to obstruct. Then prach is to ask. And chi is to collect. Bru is to speak or tell or narrate. Shas is to instruct somebody. Instruct shas. Ji is to win. Mat is to churn. Mush is to deceive or steal from somebody. So these are the ones. And then you have 4 more, which is ni is to lead. Ru is to again take away. Krush is to draw, to pull. And Vah is to carry. So these are the 12 plus 4 dhatus. And here are the examples. Is gam dogdhi payaha. Is he milks the cow for the milk. And then what is the pradhana karma? Pradhana karma is the ipsita tama, which is the most ipsita tamam, which the doer wants the most from the action. And what is that in this case? It is clearly the milk. So he can say he milks the milk from the cow. The cow could have gone into a different, could have gone into the ablative sense, but the speaker doesn't want to use the ablative sense, so then he has chosen to use that the akaditam, which is the karma sanya, became a dvitiya vibhakti. So that is how it has happened. Similarly, balim yachate vasudham is that Lord Vamana requested the earth from Bali. So Bali could have been, again, clearly he wants the earth is the main object. It's pradhana karma. Gauna karma is Bali. And so on, all examples are here. So it says gargan shatam dandayati. So he finds or takes the gargas, $100 or whatever, 100 of something. So you could have said that clearly the 100 is what he wants because he wants to find. But it could have been gargebhya also could have been the case. So on and so forth. And then finally we have these other four are given in this example. Gramam, ajam, nayati, harati, karshati, vahati va. So he takes the cow, he takes it away, or he pulls or draws the cow, or he carries the cow to the village or into the village. You could have said grame also. So grame ajam nayati could have been said. So why do we have 12 plus 4? I'm repeating it again this time because this is a very important concept of dvikarmaka. Sometimes you have these two karmas hanging around, you will not know what the second karma is doing over there. Now one more comment has been made here is artha nibandhana iyam sanya, which means that you can also use synonyms with these. It doesn't mean these only 12 plus 4, but also the one which are synonymous with that. For example, you had a dhatu yach over here, is to beg. You could also say balim bhikshate vasudham. So he asks, again, bhiksha is to also to beg or to request. Because the English word beg might have come from bhiksha, I guess. So balim bhikshate vasudham. Again, the dhatu bru was here. Instead of bru, you can use dhatu like manavakam dharmam bhashate. Abhidhat is a typo here. Abhidhatte vakti ityadi. So instead of bru, could have used bhash or abhidha or vach to also get the same. So these 12 plus 4 and their synonyms. Now why 12 plus 4? Why not just 16? Because when you go into the passive, it is in the first 12, it is the gauna karma which becomes the abhihita, which becomes prathama. So here when you say he milks, let's say take any one of these. Let's say gam dogdhi payaha. He milks the milk from the cow. Now payaha is the pradhana karma. That's what the doer wants the most. And gam is the dvitiya ekvachanam of the paripadikam go. So gam is the gauna karma, apradhana karma. So then what will happen in the passive? The passive means that, and that's where really the difficulty comes most of the time, is that the cow is milked for milk. The cow is milked. So the gam will go in prathama here, and here if you have to make the passive, if you want to write it down, you'll have to make it gauhu duyate. The passive form will be, just use last time's document, continue from there. We'll have to say that gauhu duyate payaha. So gauhu duyate payaha. So here what happens is that the secondary object, the cow, went in the prathama vibhakti. Gauhu duyate payaha. But if you take one of these last 4 dhatus, it's the other way around. Is the pradhana karma will go into the prathama. Let's say Gramam ajam nayati. He takes the goat to the village. So here the goat is the pradhana karma. He's taking the goat. To the village is secondary. So then what we'll have to say is that the pradhana karma, which is the aja niyate gramam. Niyate gramam. So gramam will stay as it is, and we'll get the ajam niyate gramam. So this is one of the 12 dhatus, and this is one of the 4 dhatus, which takes it like that. So I just wanted to again clarify which were the 12, which were the 4, and how exactly they behave differently in the passive, and what sutram it is there, and you can look it up either in the translation which you have, or look it up online over here. It'll tell you which 12 plus 4 they are. So there's only one sutram from Panini is Akachitam Cha, very cryptic sutram. Is so that's what happens here. And if you look at the Malinatha commentary, he says, what does he say? He says, Apradhane duh adinam iti vachanat. What he meant is that in the duh adi dhatus, the apradhana, that is which is going to go into the prathama, into which we become abhita. So that's what he's quoting from, is the commentary on 1451. Okay? That's one point from last time. So please keep this sutram akachitam cha in your mind, and you can look up the 12 plus 4, and this comes in the Bhaimi Vyakhyan in the volume number 3. It's very beautifully described there in page around 310 onwards, roughly speaking. Actually, from 307 onwards. Okay. Okay. So that is one point from last time. The second point is this word kaushikaha. Now, kaushikaha there was no commentary on that, so we didn't. Maybe it was commented earlier, possibly. Now, I mentioned to you last time. This is a tadita from Kushika. Now, Kushika is a grandfather, and last time was just pointed out to me by Sri Ajit that this is the pratyaya ain is being added. Pratyaya is ain. So Kushika plus ain gives kaushikaha. Sutra is 41104. So in this ain, the ending nya is a marker by halantyam, and then we get the adi vriddhi by taditeshu acham adehe. Taditeshu acham adehe. So that in taditas, it is the first vowel which takes the vriddhi. Taditeshu acham adehe. So if you look at 7.2, I think it's 7, towards the end of 7.2 we have this sutram, taditeshu acham adehe. In fact, that's the trademark of these taditas. A lot of them take the adi vriddhi, acham adehe, and that one is here. This one, 72117, taditeshu acham adehe. Taditeshu acham adehe acho niti vriddhi angasya. So the anuvriddhi, that only happens when the pratyaya has one of these 3 markers, either this cha varga nasal, or the ta varga nasal, or the ka by the next sutram kiticha. So that's how we got the form kaushikaha. Taditeshu acham adehe kaushikaha. Now, by the way, anybody in the class can tell me, with kushika plus ain, why did we not get the akasavani dirgha? Because here we have kushika plus a when you add. Normally a plus a, between this a and this a, we should have had the kaushika. What happened there? Why did we not get that form? Okay, Hari is there. Thank you, Hari. Let's see, Hari is there. Yes, Hari. Hari raised his hand. Now he's not in. Okay. Anybody
I think it is because I use Ardhadhatuka. No, I guess. Because Ato Lopa Ardhadhatuka was what I was thinking of.
Yeah, no, but that's because this pratyaya is a tadita pratyaya. It's not coming after a dhatu. So it will be neither sarvadhatuka nor ardhadhatuka.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else?
Atogune?
What could be a point?
This is the bha sign. So
very good. Raja is a bha sign. What Raja is saying is that we have this anga gets the bha sign by yachibham.
And you will 64148 gets you the final a gets last.
Thank you. So Raja is absolutely correct. But Hari is also raising his hand. Yes, Hari. Yes, Hari? No. Okay. I think Hari's hand was already raised from before. All right. So what Raja is saying is that we use this sutram 1-4. This class, you'll have a lot of sutras coming towards you. Take whatever you can, and we'll repeat them many, many, many times. So hopefully we'll be able to hang on. I only give all the important sutras. We don't go through all of them. But see, yachibham. So what this says is that when you have any of these swadi pratyayas following, su-adi pratyayas. Su-adi pratyayas start from 412 to end of 5.4. They include not only the 21 which we know, the 21, declension endings, su, aujas, etc., but they include all the tadditas and all the street pratyayas, all the feminine affixes and all the taddita, the secondary affixes so-called. They're all included in this su-adi. And one of these su-adi pratyayas is added, which is beginning with a ya or a ach. So it says yachi bham swadishu asarvanama sthane. Sarvanama sthane are only the first few in the suadi, which in tadita there is no sarvanama sthane in taditas. So that's what Raja was saying, is that we had a pratyaya aim being added. So we got the bhasanya. And then when we get a bhasanya, you have to go to end of 6.4 to see what work do we need to do. So bhakaryani, tatra nirdishtani. This is shashthasya adhyayasya charama bhage. At the ending part of the sixth adhyaya, you get these from the sutra, from the sutra called Bhasya, called the Bhasya Adhikara, begins from that. So 6.4.129. So the moment you have a Bhasanya, you go to end of 6.4 and see if any sutra applies to you. The moment you have a Bhasanya, you have to scan this section and see if something applies. See, the Adhikara Bhasya starts from here, 6.4.129. And the Bhasya Adhikara, you have this sutram which says yasya iti cha, and that says that avarnantasya ivarnantasya angasya lopasyat bhasanyakasya. It says ikare tadite cha pare. It says ivarnantasya avarnantasya cha angasya bhasya ikare tadite cha paraha lopo bhavati. So that's what we have, that we have a bhasanya by yachibham, and we have the avarnanta anga, and we also have the tadita pratyaya following. So this R takes lopa, become kushik. So kushik becomes kushik, and then comes to kushik plus and becomes, and then the u takes vriddhi by taditeshu achamadehe, becomes kaushikaha. Kaushikaha. Okay, now what other sutra could we have used here? Anybody quickly? In getting this a plus a, which other sutra could we have used?
Gune be there.
Which one?
Atogune.
Atogune, very good. Oh, Vain is coming with sutra. Very good, Vain. I'm impressed. Okay, Vain is coming with sutras today. This must be an auspicious day for us. Let us welcome Vain with his sutras. So, what number is that, Vain?
Oh my God.
Okay. It's in the Pura Paryo Ekadesha, right? So that must be in 6.1. The Hari has the number. Hari is coming in.
97.
Thank you. Thank you,
What,
Raja.
6197?
Yes,
Yeah.
6197. Also,
Okay.
we could have used here. But that will not help us out every time. So even though 6197 could have been used, no, that's not 97, Raja. What is the sutram? It is 6194 here. Is that the right number? 6194? It's 6194 showing up here. Is that the right number?
I'm checking.
Okay, I think it's the right number. So, Ato Gune, which means
It's
that...
97 in my book, Satishji.
Yeah, I think this Ashtadhyayi unfortunately has some wrong numbers. We have to be careful. It's a very good thing, but some of the numbers are a little bit off. So it should 6197 actually in the Kashika. What some of these numbers are off a little bit, but 6197.
Yeah, I have 97.
Yeah, so I think Ato Gune was the Anu Onij also the question. Yes, Anu.
No, I wanted to say the number 6197. These numbers are off. Yeah.
Yeah, these numbers are off a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll have to check them out. But okay, so please, these numbers may be off by 1 or 2. Okay, so please be careful. But Ato Gune is a sutram. But that says if you have a non-padanta akara followed by a letter which is guna, which is adeng gunaha, a, and o, and pura parayoho, the Pararupam Ekadeshaha. We could have used that. But since we're doing Tadhita, it's better to use the Yasyeti cha. That's the better sutram. This was the 6.4 which Raja said. The 6.4.148 Nyaya Vashat Athal Prayujyate. So that is probably a better one to use. Okay, the question was not this. The question which we are, how do we use 4.1.104? I don't want to spend too much time, but let's give us a little bit of a taste of Tadhitas. Okay. What happens is that in Tadhita they start from 4.1 around 76. Okay, is Tadhitaha Adhikara starts. Tadhitaha. Tadhitaha is 4.176. 4.1. Maybe what I will do is that let me also keep my other document up, which will show the other Ashtadhyayi which I have, so we can check the numbers. Okay, we can check the numbers from here. Okay. So we have the 4.1, so let's use this one to get the right numbers, and we'll use the other one to get the commentaries. So 4.176 starts the Dhitaha. So it's a huge section which goes to the end of 5.4. The Dhitaatmakam Maharanyamidam. It's a great forest. It's huge, but it has basically these create secondary nouns, derived nouns or adjectives. So and the derived nouns come in many senses, many meanings, and there are many pratyas that are given here. So in this section you have to ask 3 questions: is which prakriti can take a particular pratyaya, what is a pratyaya, and in what meaning. Now, many times all 3 will not come in one sutram. You will have only one of them given in one sutram, others might come in different sutram. So what we have here is that the first sutra I want to point out to is the one which says Prag Divyato An. Prag Divyato An. So from 4.183 up to the word Divyat. The Divyat comes in this also tells you how Pani refers to a particular section, by the way. Pani will pick out a certain word and say up to that word, up to the word Divyat. The default pratyaya is An, Prag Divyato An. You have to find out where the word Divyat is. And Divyat comes in beginning of 4.4, we see the word Divyat. So from all the way from Tena Divyati Khanati comes in 4.4 too. So all the way from that 4.1, whatever that number was, from 4.183 all the way to 4.42, unless something else is prescribed, the pratyaya An will come as a default. Pratyaya An will come as a default. So that's number 1. And within that we have the section of Tasyapatyam. This Tasyapatyam starts from 4.192. So in the old days they had this very complex system of naming the sons and grandsons and great-grandsons, and you know, many times your name will come from your ancestor's name. So Rama can be called Raghavaha, and sometimes it might come from your father's name. So Rama can be called Dasharathihi also. Sometimes it might come from your mother's name. You can say Prutha's son will become Parthaha, might become Kaunteyaha. So Ganga's son will become Gangeyaha, like Bhishma will become Gangeyaha. It might come from your rarely it might come from your brother's name. So Yama's sister is Yamuna. Yamuna is sister of Yama. So that also might rarely happen, but mostly from one of your ancestors. It's going to come. Your name is going to come. So that's section Tasyapatyam. So keep in this. So this is the good thing, is whenever you find a name which is coming from your ancestors or from someone else, you have to use the section Tasyapatyam. And that goes from 4.192 to end of 4.1. So this is a good compact section. Little bit long, but any time you have any name, let me say like Vasudevasya Pratyapuman Vasudevaha. So Vasudeva, there must be some sutram here which comes in there for that. Tasyapatyam. So this word apatyam. Get used to the word apatyam. Apatyam means progeny, but it doesn't mean only the avyavahita apatyam. Doesn't only mean his son. It could mean anyone in the line of that person can use that apatyam. So apatyam is not only son. It can mean grandson, great-grandson, all the way down can be called apatyam, tasyapatyam. But so that goes all the way to end of 4.1. The default pratyaya was an. So we could have used the pratyaya an to get the answer kaushikaha. So this also highlights the fact that when do you stop applying sutras, when you get the answer, or when the answer is when nothing else applies. So even though if you looked at prag divyato an, form kaushikaha, because even an will do the same work of the adi vriddhi, you'll get kaushika from that also. But that's not the one you want to use. The reason being that there is a further rule down there which says that if the word ends in a short a, in tasya pratyam, if you heard pratyaya, is the im pratyaya has to be used. And that goes down. Just give a taste of the complexity of this adhikara, How complex it is, I just want to show you. You don't remember all of this, but you can appreciate, how these pratyayas work. And see this one, ata in. It says that if the yanga ends in short a, we have to use the pratyaya in. So we get the word like ravanihi. So ravanasya apatyapuman ravanihi. Indrajit is called ravanihi. Same dasharathihi. Come dasharathihi will become ramaha. So then you might say, then how come what is happening here now? How are we getting, so this is the second step. So now we are stuck with the in. So now we have to worry about getting that off. Now, there was another sutra which further down said that if you have a rishi, a name of a rishi, all these particular clans, the Andhaka, Vrishni and Kuru, then the pratyaya an can be used back. So we got the an back with us. So that may have worked for us. But then the problem is that Vishwamitra was not born as a rishi. Kushika was not a rishi to be. So how can we use this? So then, that's one problem. But furthermore, as last time was pointed out by Ajit Krishnan, he pointed out to us that another sutram is here, the 41104, which tells us that when you have these class of words, this bidadi gana, you can use the pratyaya ai, which says, but that only comes in the gotrapatya. Now, what is gotrapatya? Gotrapatya means that only grandson on down is called gotra. So gotra only comes from grandson on down, gotrapatya. At this point, I would like to introduce, we looked at this book last time, is this book by Abhyankar. It's a wonderful dictionary which gives you the meaning of all the terms used in Panini. You should be using all. So if you want to know what is Gotrapatya, for example, we can go here and find what is Gotrapatya very easily. So let's see what he says in Gotra. So we can use just find Gotra. So it says okay. So Gotra is from grandson on down is called Gotra. But let's see what he says. I want to get to use this book. It's a fantastic book. And he says, it's a literal, the word is used by Panini in a technical sense of a descendant except the son or daughter. And he gives a sutra also. He says, apatyam pautra prabhriti gotram. So if it's a descendant from grandson on down, gets the word gotra. And the word gotrapatya is also used in the same sense. So he says the affix which is found many times in the gotra sense is the an is yang. So this is the one that he gave, Gargadibhyo yang. So please use this book. It's a fantastic book. If you have any question about any term in Panini, in fact, we can also see what is Bidadigana. What is Bidadigana? When you have that question, let's look at the Bidadigana. Even that might be here now. But let's see. So all these ganas also he will comment on that. Let's just see what is Bidadigana. So Bidadigana also we could use. We can see this. What is Bidadigana? And it's too much Vyakaranam for people, but I just want to give you a taste of these taditas, how they behave. Particularly this apatya adhikara, how the different words are derived with a lot of complexity. The Bidadigana. Because since we did the word last time, we left it kind of, didn't do full justice to it last time. If you look at the Bidadigana, let's see what he says. Bidadigana. Bidadigana. Okay, look at this, what he says. A class of words headed by the term bida, to which the affix ain is added in the sense of a grandchild and further descendants. The words in this class are mostly names of sages. In the case of such words which are not the names of sages, the affix is added in the sense of the offspring and not any descendant. A very complex gana this is. It is a mixture of rishinam, anyesham api. So it is namani labhyante. So non-rishi. So anrishinam api namani labhyante. So here we have rishis and non-rishis. If it's a rishi, it can only be used from the grandson on down. If it's not a rishi, it has to be the immediate offspring. For example, the word pautraha. The pautraha meaning grandson is also in this. It is also in this gana. So son's is pautraha. But pautra can only be the son's son, not any further down. So pautraha only means grandson of the original man, means son's son only. Same dauhitraha. Daughter's son is dauhitraha. But now, so it's a beautiful book. Please use this book. It's fantastic. It gives a lot of any term which you want to know description about. You can use this book. Now the question still remains: is that Kushika was not a rishi? that is still one question we have to deal with. Is how can we use Kaushika when Kushika is not a rishi? So in that they give interesting explanation here. Let's see if we can find it for you. Nyasaha. See here. See Vishwamitra. There's a lot of typos here. Vishwamitra tapastepe. So Vishwamitra did some tapas. Na anrishihi syamiti. I should not be a non-rishi. Tatra bhavan rishihi sampannaha. And your Tatra bhavan is a very honorific way of saying that, you, sir, became a rishi. But then only he became a rishi, not still Kushika. But we want to make sure Kushika is a rishi. We cannot use this affix unless Kushika is a rishi. Then saha punas tapas tepe. So he again did tapas. And then what do we get? Na anrishehe putra syamiti. So I should not be the son of a non-rishi. So my father should also be a rishi. Tatra bhavan gadhir api rishi sampannaha. Even his father Gadhi became a rishi after that. But even that was not enough for him. Sapunas tapas tepe. He did tapaha again. Na anrishehe pautra syamiti. I should not be the grandson of a non-rishi. Then tatra bhavan kushiko api rishi sampannaha. Even Kushika became a rishi by Vishwamitra's tapas. So that's how, look, see how complex this whole thing is to this apatya adhikara, to how to get the names of the sons and grandsons and all that is a complex topic. But I just want to give you the full details of this one. So finally Kushika became a rishi. And then since he's a rishi now, we can use the pratyaya ain in the sense of grandson onwards. So that's how we got this 41104 became Kaushikaha. Kaushikaha. So a quick summary for you. Tadhitaha starts from 4176. Tasyapatyam is the section that you want to look for when you want to see the name in descendants, name of descendants starts from here. The D for pratyaya was the pragdivyato an. But blocking that we got the ata'i. We said because we had a problem. And finally we used the Anrishanantarye Bidadibhyo Ai only in the Gotrapatye. And the last question was how did Kushika become Rishi, and we already went through that. So there's a couple of things from last time and it took too much time, to half an hour, but these are the complexity of Tadhitas. Okay, so let's go on. Let's look at today's verse which we have. We did this one last time. Let's do the number 3 from this time. It says first thing, of course, the first thing is to read slowly, clearly. Even that is the great tapas if you can do. If you can just keep on reading slowly, clearly, loudly, it will give you all the knowledge that you need. Step by step it will come to you. So, Yavad adishati parthivaha tayor nirgamaya puramarga samskriyam. Again, this should be properly sung, but I don't know how to sing these verses. So I'm reading them just like prose, which is not doing justice to them. So I excuse myself for that. But Tavad ashu vidadhe marutsakaihi sa sapushpajala varshibhir ghanaihi. One more time. Yavadadishati parthivastayor nirgamaya puramarga samskriyam tavaddashu vidadhe murutsakaihi sa sa pushpa jala varshibhir ghanaihi. One more time, last time. Yavaddadishati parthivastayo nirgamaya puramarga samskriyam tavaddashu vidadhe murutsakaihi sa sa pushpa jala varshibhir ghanaihi. The Padacheda as follows is that Yavad Adishati Parthivaha Tayoho Nirgamaya Pura Marga Samskriyam Tavad Ashu Vidadhe Marutsakaihi Sa Sapushpajala Varshibhi Ghanaihi. So now the main theme we'll try to attack is what is the verb in this sentence? What verbs, anybody in the class, what verbs do we have in this sentence? Why do we get to the verbs first? Because ekatin vakyam, tingantam vina vakyam na sambhavati. We have to find out what is the verb in this sentence. What are the verbs that we have here?
Vidadhe.
Anybody? I'm sorry?
Vidadhe.
Vidadhe is one verb. Okay, thank you. One verb is vidadhe. Is there any other verb here? Hari has the answer. Yes, Hari. Hari? His mic is off. Anybody else?
Adishati.
Adishati. Yes, thank you. Adishati is another verb. And we have the yavat tavat construct. Yavat tavat.
Oh.
These are two indeclinables, yavat and tavat. They are used, when they're used like this, in connection with each other, it means just as, and tavat is immediately, soon after. So yavat, or yavat means so long and until then. It can be like that. So long until then. So yavat tavat. So yavat. So long. I mean, just as the king was about to order the samskriyam of the cleaning up of the streets. Okay, Hema has a question. Good, okay. Yes, Hema. You have a question, Hema? Maybe she has had a mistake. Okay, I'll keep her unmuted. So this yavat tavat construct. You can use, if you can use also the dictionary of Apte dictionary, which is also very useful. So if you look at the dictionary here and you can find the word yavat, make a habit of using the dictionary. It gives all the meanings of yavat tavat. If you want to use yavat, let's see what we can find in the yavat in Apte dictionary. So yavat. But yavat and tavat can also be adjectives. So comes in Bhagavad Gita, right? Yeah. So yavan artha udapane sarvatas samprutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. So there yavat and tavat are declined forms. So they can be used in as much and that much. As much and that much. They can also be declined. So let's see what Apteji says for yavat and tavat. Here we go. Let's see, we can go back to the search page. Let's say, let's look this up. Yavat. We're starting with search words only. It's also a great resource, which is the online dictionary. Is yavat. Says, see what he finds. But this, what we have here is the indeclinable yavat, not the, okay. Let's see. Okay. So yavat is used with tavat as a correlative. As much, as many as. And tavat means as many, that many. So this is a declined form. Yavat tavat, okay? This indeclinable used itself, yavat has many senses. But when it is used in conjunction with tavat, see, this one is the one used in correlation. Yavat and tavat have these senses. As long as, so long as. That is that. As soon as. This is the one that we want. As soon as. Scarcely. No sooner than. No sooner than. So that's what we want. So please use the dictionary, very useful dictionary. So no soon, just as he was about to. No sooner than, immediately something happened. So yavat tavat. So the first sentence, in the first sentence we have, in the clause we have, is Parthivaha Adishati. So Parthiva is means the king. It's a word which means king. The king. So from Prithvi comes the word Parthivaha. This is also Tadita from Parthivaha. We had enough Tadita for today. We won't get too many details. We take the whole class. But Parthivaha is also Tadita. But it says one who rules the earth, Parthivaha, one who has the earth, one who controls the earth. So we can look at the exact meaning of Parthivaha. But Parthivaha is the king. So just as the king was about to order, Adish, Dhatu is A plus Dish. Dish is to direct, to show, to instruct. So Adish. So which Gana is Dhatu Adishati? Can anybody tell me in the class? Adishati has to be in which Gana? Which Gana does Dhatu belong to? Adishati. Anu has the answer.
Fourth?
Usha said the answer. Yes, Anu.
Six, Satyaji.
Sixth Gana. Usha says it. Why sixth Gana? Why sixth Gana?
Because there is this plus R.
And what is it? There is no Guna.
Guna, yeah.
There is no Guna. So that is this because see normally all dhatus go in the first Gana by default, in the Bhuvadi Gana. But this one, if it had been Bhuvadi Gana, it would have become Adeshati. It will take Puganta Lagu Padasya Cha. Guna would have been formed. But this has not taken any Guna. So therefore, okay, there's some other comment. Hima had a comment which says, she says, Nyapayati is also a verb. That's in the commentary, I think she's saying. Okay, I think she's talking about the commentary. Okay. Hema made a comment about, I think she was talking about this one. Adisha is Ajñapayati. That's in the commentary, is correct. That's in the commentary. I was just talking about the original shloka. And one more question came from, which book are you using? Okay. Okay, this is the big book we are using is a link from this page which we use. All the books that are using in the class right now. Oh, this one which is there, which is on the screen right now. Okay, so this book is by the old Nirnaya Sagar Press. It's the Mulinatha commentary, but there are many books available with the Mulinatha commentary, so you can use any one of them to get this. So nothing special about this book as such. It just has a good print and it has well-written book. That's all. So it's just as long as you have the Mulinatha commentary, that's what you want. Okay. So then it says it has to be a sixth Gana verb. It cannot be first Gana. It can become Adeshati. Takes Puganta Lugapadasya Guna would have happened. So meaning here is that just as the king was going to, let's look at what Mulinatha says. Again, our job in this class is to understand this much, what is given down here. If we can understand that much, then we can pretty much understand what's up here. This is the way to get the entrance into all these texts, including the Vedas. If you can understand the Bhashyam and the Tika, you are going to be okay. In fact, in the beginning, as I said to you, you should always read something which has a good Tika or Bhashyam on it. Don't try to read original things in the beginning until you get some practice. And anything worth reading normally has a Tika on it. Whether it is Gita, whether it is Ramayanam, whether it is Bhagavatam, whether it is Shankar Bhashyam, whether it is Kavyam of Kalidasa, whether it is Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram, whether it is some of the other stotras, they all have good Bhashyam Tikas on that. If there is no Tika in the beginning, just leave it alone for the time being, because we don't know all the details which go in there. Okay. First he gives the comment Parthivaha is Prithvi Ishvaraha. So it's Prithvi Ishvaraha. So that is a Tadita form which I said, which you can again will be somewhere in that entire section of Taditas. Now, how would I find the answer for this? One more thing I want to do in this class is that how do you get the answers to find the sutras for any different question? So there are a couple of things I could do here. This one probably might come in the Amar Kosha, the word Parthiva. These common words, of course this is a synonym for Raja, right? A king. So they all come in the Amar Kosha. And Amar Kosha commentaries will give you the details of what sutra is coming under there. So if you look at the word Parthivaha, now that he says, now why is he saying Ishvaraha? Because that is the meaning in which, so what he's telling you is that Prithvi is the Prajapadikam. And from that, Tasya Ishvaraha, in that meaning, you're getting the word Parthivaha. he will not give a sutra number for you. He will not do that because he expects us to know that if you go under the Tadhita Adhikara and look at the word Ishvaraha, Tasya Ishvaraha, so we'll be able to find that word Parthivaha. So I'm looking in the Amar Kosha as we speak, and the word Parthivaha should be here. Let's see, Parthiva. Yes, it is there. Let's see what he says under that. So 267. So you have to use all these books to understand, what we can, and the skill is in finding the answer quickly without spending hours and hours. So we can go to Amar Kosha quickly and get the word Parthivaha. And let's see what he says here, if I can find the answer. Okay, it was Parthivaha. He says, Tasya Ishvaraha, Prithivyaha Ishvaraha. And he gives number 51142, Pratyaya Any. So that's the 5142. Tasya Ishvaraha. It only takes like a few seconds to find the answer. You don't have to wait for, And how do I know that? Because it says the word Ishvaraha. And the Tasya Ishvara Adhikara is coming in 5.1. And you could find the answer. So we have to know what the commentator is trying to tell us. He's not going to give us a sutra number, but he will give us an indication. So this is what is this telling you now? When a Tadhita form is being used, when you look at the commentary, he will tell you in what meaning it is coming. So Prithvi Ishvaraha is what Malinatha said. Then we can look under the section Tasya Ishvaraha. And there you can find, look at this one, Tasya Ishvaraha. That's why the commentary said Prithvi Ishvaraha. He didn't make it up just on its own like that. Tasya Ishvaraha. And then there might be some Vartikams on this. Let's see under Tasya Ishvara. Maybe this one or the next sutram. We'll get maybe some Vartikams. Tasya Ishvaraha.
Samartabhyam. Sarva Bhumi Prithvi Shabdhayam.
Okay, here this sutram says Sarva Bhumi Prithvi Shabdabhyam. Yatha Sankham. So Sarva Bhumi and Prithvi. From these two words, you get the pratyas An and Ay. Anyway, won't spend all details on the class on this, but that's what he's telling you. You have to use Tasya Ishvaraha, and we'll find the word Prithvi Ishvaraha. So the Lord of the earth means the king, simply means the king. Then Tayoho. What is Tayoho? Tayoho is Pratipadikam means Tat, of those two, or belonging those two, or for those two. Who are those two? So we don't know that because normally you have a Yat Tat construct. Means those two which were referred to before. So we know it only from the context. Because he's been talking about Vishwamitra asking for Rama. So Tayoho, and he asked for Rama, Lakshmana also.
I muted the ring.
Okay, thank you. So it will be Rama Lakshmana Yoho. So he's saying Tayoho equals Rama Lakshmana Yoho. It's a Shashti Vibhakti. So Shashti means Sambandha normally. So don't leave the Shashti is hanging like that. You have to make the connection with some other noun in the sentence. The Shashti is not a Karaka. Does not participate in the action going on. It does not participate. Because Adishati, the king is ordering. Rama Lakshmana don't participate in the action of Adishati. Because their only Shashti Vibhakti is coming. The example which I give all the time is simple example like that. It says Ravanaha Ramasya Bharyam Harati. Ravana steals Rama's wife. The Ramasya is Shashti there. He's not involved in that action at all. Because Shashti is only Sambandha, which it just tags on to another noun. So when you see a Shashti, make the connection with the noun or adjective, be done with it. So what is he saying us? He's telling us, he's very, very kind to us, Tayoho, also what's the Sandhi over here? It's Tayoho. The Sandhi has happened here. It becomes Tayoho. That because that rape has gone away. Tayoho Rama Lakshmana Yoho. So means of Rama and Lakshmana. Of them what? Nirgamaya. Nirgamaya. So for the purpose of their exit. Nirgamaya. Purpose of their exit. Tayoho Nirgamaya. And what does that mean, Nirgamaya? Nishkramanaya. It gives you can increase your vocabulary very easily like that. You can increase all your vocabularies like that. By saying, looking at this, Ajit ji has a question. Look for the Pratin Apte, yes. You could do that. You can find the Pratyaya in Apte's dictionary. Actually, there's one more book I want to mention. Okay. One more book I want to mention, which is there's a book called, which gives all the Tadhita pratyas in 4 different ways. It gives all the examples. We can find the word parthiva. It gives all the pratyas arranged in the alphabetical order. It also gives all the meanings of the pratyas. If you use tasya ishvaraha, I could have found it there also. It can also give it in the ashtadhyayi order. So I could look under parthiva very quickly. I'll find a sutra number in like 2 seconds. Or I could look under the meaning tasya ishvaraha. Also find it. This is called it tadhita pratyartha koshaha. So it's all reference books, you know. So if I know the word parthiva is formed by some sutram, I could have used this book quickly and also find the answer. I just want to mention that to you. Thank you, Ajit. You can just, so there are various ways to look at it. So we found that one. Then he says nirgama equals nishkramanaya. Nishkrama. So increase the vocabulary. This is a great vocabulary builder, by the way. How they use the words, how they find the paryaya shabdaha, how they mention that. So nirgama, nirgam is nishkrama, means to dhatu kram is to step, nishkrama is to exit. So nirgama, nishkramanaya, very simple, nothing special. And again, if you don't understand this whole thing, it's okay. Take whatever you can get. So this is a simple one. This is also a simple one. Actually, this is also not too bad either. So all these 3 were pretty simple. Then pura marga samskriyam. What does it say? Dhuli sammarjana gandhodaka sechana pushpopahara rupa samskaram. So a long compound is given. So this might be a little bit difficult, but if you can slice the words out, it might make you it says dhuli sammarjana. Dhatu mrij marjanam. Mrij means to clean. So cleaning the dust. Dhuli sammarjana. Gandhodaka sechana. Dhatu sich is to sprinkle. Gandhodaka is scented water. So means sprinkling with scented water. Pushpopahara means like scattering flowers. Offering. Upar means like offering. Scattering flowers on the streets. Rupa samskaram. Samskaram is like decoration in this case. It means to like refine. It means like cleaning up. Decoration in the form of this cleaning the dust, sprinkling with the scented water, and also offering flowers. That's what he means. The pura marga samskriyam. Pura means the town, and marga of course means streets. And samskriyam, this is sut agama. Samskriyam means purification. So that's what he's commenting on that. Then he says yavad adishyati. Yavad no commentary. Adishyati equals ajñapayati. So he's given the word because adishyati can have different meanings. So he wants us to get the right meaning. We see orders. This is the causative of the dhatu jña. Is the puk agama coming here? Ajñapayati. We're not doing all the grammar details. It will take us a lot of time. So ajñapayati means he orders. Adishyati equals ajñapayati. And tavat no commentary. Yavat tavat. Just as he was about to do that, immediately at that time, marut sakhaihi equals vayu sakhaihi. So this is really a Malinatha class, you know. We want to understand what Malinatha is saying. If we can understand that, we are in good shape. So what is he saying here is marut sakhaihi is vayu sakhaihi. So marut is in this case vayu. So again, you build your vocabulary. Build your vocabulary. Marut means vayu. Sakhihi, sakhaihi. Now, one thing he has not given here, because this is probably, he may have mentioned this before. Look, we are in the 11th chapter right now. So this book has been going on for a long time. We didn't join from the beginning. So this is, the question you want to ask here is, anybody in the class can tell me what is the question you want to ask here in Marut Sakhaihi? Anybody can tell me what doubt you should have in Marut Sakhaihi? What is the Pratipadikam here in Marut Sakhaihi? What is the Pratipadikam? Anybody in the class? Okay, Vasu can answer. Good, thank you. Yes, Vasu.
Marut Sakha.
Marut Sakha. Like Ramaihi. Marut Sakhaihi. Now, can you think of what could be the problem that we are having here? Okay.
It is in the Prathama, it looks like.
No, Sakhai is Tritya Bahuvachanam.
Triya Bahuvachanam. Yeah.
Like Ramai. That part is
Yeah.
fine. Okay, let me give you the answer in a different way. Let's go to the Bhagavad Gita, my favorite book. So let's go to Bhagavad Gita. Or let's say please memorize Gita. Yes, I think Ajit Krishna has the answer. Uchatam.
So why is it an Akaranta Shabda?
Very good. What happened to the word Sakhi? Katham Akarantaha ayam jataha. How it became Akaranta? And Bhagavad Gita shloka I was looking at is the one in I'll keep verse 1, is in the 11th adhyaya. So it says when Arjuna is asking for his pardon, Hey Sakhe, it comes in the Bhagavad Gita, is that Maya pramadat pranayena vapi yachavaha sartam asat krutosi vihara shayyasana bhojaneshu. So that is, okay, let me find the shloka for you. So, Sakheti matva. This is a bad example. One of the arsha sandhis in Gita. In Gita, we have a few arsha sandhis. The sandhis don't make sense. It's Sakhe iti becomes Sakheti. This should become Sakha iti becomes Sakheti. That's a bad. Again, hey Yadav, hey Sakheti. So there is so Sakheti matva. Actually, this one is not bad. It could have been what? Sakha iti matva. But then He Sakheti. What is this one? He Sakhe. It should be He Sakhe iti. Anyway, this shows you that this is like Hare Rama, right? So He Hare. So Sakhe iti, the Paripadam is Sakhi, not Sakha. So how did Sakhi become Sakha? This one is fine. Sakha iti matva. Sakheti matva. But this one is He Sakheti. I think this is probably for the poetry. I think this seems to be an example where for the rhyming sense, the sandhi is sacrificed. So this should have been Sakhe iti. Okay. Anyway, so Sakhe iti tells you that this is a Ikaranta Shabda, Sakhi. How it become Akaranta? Now, where in the Ashtadhyaya you look for this? Is a Samasantaha Prakaranam. Is at the end of, this is also a Panini joke, is in the end of the Tadjita section, at the end of 5.4, we have the Samasantaha. And there, Panini gives all these changes which occur to the end of compounds. Samasantaha. And this sutram, this is a famous sutram which I happen to know. Raja has Sakibhyastach. So Raja and Ahan and the word Sakhi, take the touch pratyaya. Touch. So let me go to Samasanta. We won't go through all the details, but Samasantaha will start here in 5.4. Here, 5.4.68 Samasantaha. And there you will find a sutram Raja has Sakibhyastach. And that will come somewhere down here. Raja has Sakibhyastach. Did I already pass it? No, okay, let's see where is that number. Should be somewhere here. Raja has Sakibhyastach. Raja has Sakibhyastach. No, okay, let me find it. It should be here. We found it number? Okay.
It's 91.
91, thank you. So 91 number, Raja Sakibhyastach. So we have to add the pratyaya touch for that. Raja Sakib. So Raja Ahan Pratipadikam and Rajan Ahan Sakhi Ityevam Antat Pratipadika touch pratyaya bhavati. See, some of these pratyas are only for Tatpurushas, some only for Bahuvrihis, etc. So but here he didn't say anything. He just says Ityevam Antat Pratipadika touch pratyaya bhavati. So he says that's what he's saying. Just to give you a brief outline of this section, not going into full details. But if you ever find anything happening at the end of Sama, in fact this comes in Gita also. This same sutram comes in Bhagavad Gita. If you look at the Gita in the first adhyaya, first page, is Kashi Rajascha Viryavan. So with Kashi Raja, that the word Rajan became Raja. So there also you had the same thing happening there. So as I said, if you know the Bhagavad Gita well, you will know all Vyakaranam, mostly that you need to know. So it says Kashi Rajascha Viryavan. This should be in Kashi Raja. It will probably be Rajan. How it became Kashi Rajascha Vir? This became a Ramavat it became. So starting from 5-4, this 5-4-68, we have samasantaha. So within that, tatpurushas, he has different sections for them, and for that we have the from 91, the pratyaya touch is starting, and then below that he has some only for dvandva, some only. Okay, and we won't go through all the numbers, but that is the pratyaya touch is being added. So the one that we are having right now is number 91. It's actually from tatpurushas. This actually is only from tatpurushas, even though the vritti doesn't say here. It's tatpurushas only. That's what I want to make sure. But it doesn't matter. So we have a tatpurusha compound here. So what is the vigraha vakyam? Is vayoho sakha. Vayoho sakha. Marutaha sakha is the friend of the. Let's see what will be the compound here. So vayu sakhaihi. So vayu sakhaihi ghanaihi. So these clouds were cooperating with the winds. So these clouds, ghanaihi, they were the friends of the wind. So they were acting together to do this job. Okay, let's quickly finish off this one. Let me see. So what we have is that we have the word marut sakhi is what we have. So we have marut sakhi, and then we want to add the pratyaya touch. Okay, in the pratyaya touch we have the it letters of halantyam, the cha is an it, and ta is in by chutu. Where are all the sutrams coming in beginning of 1.3? You only have about 8 or 9 rules which tell you which are the it letters. Very simple rules. All of you should keep those in mind all the time. In the beginning of 1.3, you only have about 8 rules which tell you what is a marker, what qualifies as a marker. Because unless you can unwrap the package, you cannot use any of these pratyas. So it says, so starting from the halantyam, so that's what makes the cha as an it, and then chutu makes the ta as an it. Only from 132 up to 138, really only about 7 rules here. So please keep this in mind all the time. So we got the pratyaya a. Just as we saw before in the class, this will get the bhasanya again, yachibham. Because we have added tadita pratyaya and so we've got to go to 6-4-129 onwards and find some rule to remove this ikara, which we just did actually, because we just saw the yasyeti, beginning of the class we saw that. Yasyeti cha, 6-4-148. Avarnantasya, ivarnantasya, angasya, vasanyakasya angasya lopasyat, ikari tadite cha pare. Again, I'm making this on my own, so don't take it from arm. You should look in the book. But basically it means that if you have a e varnanta, long or short e, or avarnanta anga, which has a bhasanya, followed by a pratyaya which is tadita or the long e, then this e or a goes away. That's why I was saying don't use the ato gune over here. Because even though it might have worked over here, in examples like these, you need yasyeti cha. So that's how this ikara went away, became marutsak, then became marutsaka. So that's how it is. So if you don't remember any of this, you should ask the question, how did sakhi become sakha? And then go to samasantaha and try to find the answer there. Okay, just leave it at that much. So vayu sakhaihi, and then he makes a comment on that now. Anena dhuli sammajanam gamyate. Anena means by using this word marutsakha, anena. So marutsakha shabdena. Dhuli samvajanam gamyate means it is we get the meaning, we understand. Mean labhyate. So nyayate. We understand the dhuli samvajanam is the cleaning off of the dust is understood. It becomes relevant by this. That's his comment on that. Okay. So the reason for using this word is that the dust was cleaned off. Is what he means. Then sa pushpa jala varshibhi. So this is a compound now. Let's see what he says. Is pushpa sahita. So he has made sa pushpa into pushpa sahita. This is a very famous bahuvrihi compound. This comes in Gita in various places. Let me take just one or two examples for you from Bhagavad Gita. where this compound comes. He says, let me take to, okay, let's look at 11th. Sacharacharam. Pashyadya sacharacharam. Pashyadya sacharacharam. Mama dehe gudakesha. Yachana drashtumichasi. So Krishna says, look at this world in me, along with the charachara. Sacharacharam. So charaihi, acharaihi saha. Sacharacharam. And we'll give you another example. Pashyadya sacharacharam. Here look at sacharacharam. So sacharacharam is charaihi, acharaihi saha. Means with, along with, sahita, sahita. Charachara sahita. Same thing we have right now what we're doing is charachara sahita. Ushaji is example. Yes, thank you Ushaji. Yes Ushaji. Ushaji, no, she raised her hand. Okay. Alright. One more example comes in 18th Gita. Sahajam karma kaunteya. Sadosham api natyaje. Sadosham api natyaje. Sadosham. Dosha sahitam. So now for the rest of your life, if you see this compound like that, then you can, I'm sorry. Okay, 18th chapter, they say, look a little bit lower. So if all these are coming in Gita. Is sadosham api natyaje. Sahajam karma kaunteya. Sadosham api natyaje. Sarvaram vahi doshena. Let's see. Come a little bit below that. Here it is coming. Here it is. Sahajam karma kaun. Sadosham. Sadosham means dosha sahitam. So it comes in Gita in a few places. In fact, it comes in the 7th adhyaya or 9th adhyaya. Jnanam vijnana sahitam. Is 9th adhyaya, first shloka, right? Idam tute gujyatamam pravakshyamyana sujave jnanam vijnana sahitam. Oh, actually, that's not a good one. It already has the word sahita in there. Anyway, this comes in Gita in a few places. This comes in Gita also, savijnanam. Jnanam savijnanam. It comes in Gita somewhere. So that also is there. So that's what he's saying is the pushpa sahita. So sa pushpa equals pushpa sahita. Now, what kind of compound is this? It's a bahuvrihi compound. It's a bahuvrihi compound. And the sutram for that is given in the Ashtadhyaya. Bahuvrihi has only about 3 or 4 sutras. And tena saha iti tulya yoge. Tena saha iti tulya yoge. Tena saha iti tulya yoge. Is this one. So it is coming here. Shesha bahuvrihi. This one. 2.2.28. Tena saha iti tulya yoge. So when someone is participating along with someone in some action, then you can use the word saha to form this compound, special bahuvrihi compound. So tulya yoge says saha putrena agataha saputraha. So the father came with his son. You can say saputraha pita agataha. Putrena saha agataha ityartaha. So the question is, how did saha become sa? Okay. This is also a section of Ashtadhyaya which I would like to point out. In the 6.3 of Ashtadhyaya, Panini gives all the rules. What happens to the Purva Pada in a Samasa? See, the one that we saw right in the 5.4 was in the Samas, Antaha. That's in the ending part. But in the left-hand side, in the Purva Pada, so Purva Pada Sambandhini Karyani Tatra Labhyante. So Shashtasya Adhyayasya Tritiya Pade. Because of what? Anuvritti of the Uttara Pade goes in 6.3. So 6.3 you will have this section where Panini gives all these rules or what happens to the left-hand side in a samasa in 6.3. So the word in there you'll find a sutram where it says the saha becomes sa. So 6.3 starts with this sutram. It says the Uttara Pade, Alu Uttara Pade. And there we'll have the sutram which says Vopasarjanasya. Vopasarjanasya sutram will come. And that means that if you have the Upasarjana Sanya, then the Saha can become Sa optionally. Vopasarjanasya. And so that one is let me see if I can find a number for you. It will be here, number 616381. Vopasarjanasya. Let's look at this for a section. For a second, I'm sorry. Upasarjana Sarvayavaha Samasa Upasarjanam. So in a Bahuvrihi, everything is Upasarjanam. What is Upasajanam very quickly in the Samasa Vidhayaka Sutram? That which in the Prathama Vibhakti is called Upasajanam. Prathama Nirdishtam Samasa Upasajanam is the Pani Sutram. So the Bahuvrihi you had a thing called Anekamanya Padarthe. The Anekam is the Upasajanam. So it says in that, so basically in a Bahuvrihi compound, keep it simple for you, in a Bahuvrihi compound, that Saha can become Sa optionally. It says Saputraha, Sahaputraha. That's how we got it. So 6,382. So that's what he's saying. Pushpa Sahita. That's what he's first described as. He's made the Sapushpa, he's made into Pushpa Sahita. So he converted the Bahuvrihi into a Tatpurusha. Titiya Tatpurusha is made. He made Titiya Tatpurusha. Pushpaihi Sahita. Then Pushpaihi Sahita Jalam. It's the next compound. So Pushpa Sahita is qualifying Jalam. So Pushpa Sahita is qualifying Jalam. So Pushpa Sahitam Jalam. It's a Karmadharya compound. So far we got Sa Pushpa Jala. And then we got a Upapada Samasa, Jala Varshi. So once we make this, we can collapse this one. Just look at Jala now. Forget the Pushpa Sahita. It's qualifying Jalam. We don't need it anymore. We already dealt with that. So now just look at Jala Varshi. Jala Varshin. So this is the Ini Pratyaya. Jala Varshin. Dhatu Vrish. Varshin. And that most likely the Pratyaya Sutra is given is Supya Jato Nyanistachilye. So that is in 3278 you have this. You can use the Upapada Samasa with the Pratyaya Nini. The Pratyaya Ini is used. As long as you have an Upapada which can be any Supya Jato, Ninihi Tachilye. Tall is the one that we're using here. Is 3278. How do I know it so fast? Because I use Sutram many times. It's a very famous Sutram. 3278. Supya Jato Ninihi Tachilye. Supya Jato Ninihi Tachilye. Supya Jato Ninihi Tachilye. Here it is. So if you have any sup, which is Upapada, then you can use the Pratyaya Nini. If we say, it says Ushna Bhojan. Ushna Bhojan. Ushnam Bhungte iti Ushna Bhojan. So that means that Ushna Bhoji. So one who eats hot food all the time, and so on. So there's some sutra under that also. So we can use this Pratyaya Nini. So what Jalam Varshati iti Jala Varshin. So Jala Varshin Pratipadikam. Jala Varshin. Then you got Jala Varshibhi, Titya Bahuvachanam. So that's how we got. So one more time. Sapushpa the Bahuvrihi. Converted to a Tatpurusha in the commentary. Pushpa Sahita. That qualifies Jalam. Pushpa Sahita Jalam. Then Jala Varshibhi is Upapada Samasa. And this whole thing is qualifying Ghanaihi. So along with, so by the clouds. The clouds is this is a passive sentence, by the way. It's a passive sentence. And look at the word Ghanaihi. Is the Karta is gone in Tritiya Vibhakti. That's the trademark of the passive. They have two adjectives. So they were clouds who were showering rain, I mean water, along with flowers. Next commentary is Sa equals Marga Samskriya. Because the king was about to order the cleaning or the refining of the roads. And that refining, the Marga Samskriya, was already done, was already arranged, dhatu vidha. Vidha is to arrange, to accomplish, also to basically do, also to ordain, like with Brahmaji is called Vidhata, Brahmaji, Vidhatru, one who ordains. Like Vihita comes in Gita many times, Vihita, that which is prescribed by the rules. But here Vidha is to arrange. So Marga Samskriya Ashu Vidade goes Vihita. What is he saying here now? So Ashu is no commentary. Ashu is quickly, Shigram, Tatkalam. So Vidade is Vihita. What is he telling us here? It's a passive form. This is a passive lit form, Vidade. That's a tough one. But if you look at the Ghanaihi in the Tritiya Vibhakti, it would have told you that the action is going to be in the passive. So this Vidade, the ending is Atmanepada. Okay? That's an indication that it may be passive. Then look around. You found that the Sa is the Marga Samskriya. That clearly is the karma. Is the clouds arranged for the cleaning or the decoration of those roads. The cloud is the doer. The Samskriya is gone in the Prathama. looking at a passive sentence, and the vidade be passive. If you just look at vidade, you might be a bit confused, because there is no indication here as such. This is passive. Except the Atmanipada, but is dhatu dudhai, is dharana poshanayoho, is ubhayapadi dhatu. So this could be active or could be passive. But looking around in the sentence, the karma has become the prathama vibhakti, and the karta is going tritiya. So that was the tip-off that this is passive. So and then look at the commentary. Vidita says vihita. He is using a passive form for you. Now quickly look at the kriya. This is a lit lakara. Dhatu is dha. Won't go through all the steps, but very in short, dhatu is v. V plus dhatu dha, and v is upasarga, and then you add the lit in the passive form. Lit, and what happens is that this dha takes duplication. Liti dhato anabhyasasya, liti dhato anabhyasasya, liti dhato anabhyasasya, liti dhato anabhyasasya. In lit lakara, when the dhatu, this comes in beginning of 6.1, is when you have a lit following, the dhatu will take abhyasa, means duplication. It becomes dha plus dha. And in the meanwhile, this dha will take a third person singular atmanipada affix, which is ta atamsha. Because why do you take ta? Because it's a passive form, and the karma, which is that marga samskriya, is a third person singular. So we become dha dha. And in the abhyasa, all the abhyasa rules come in end of 7.4. Won't go through all the numbers. It comes in end of 7.4. And when sutram it says rasvaha. In the abhyasa, the ach becomes rasvaha. And then also one rule which does not come in 7.4, which one rule comes in end of 8.4, abhyase charcha. So it becomes the char or the jash. So this is a number 4 letter. It will go to number 3. So basically, if there is a consonant, it will go to number 3 column or number 1 column in the abhyasa. So dhatu is dha. Dha is the number 4 letter. Ta, tha, da, dha. It will go to number 3. It will become da. So that's the abhyasa. Abhyasa rules are very common, very simple. Please spend some time and try to understand them. One more time, I'll tell you, as I said, I won't give the numbers, but I'll give you the numbers anyway. In 7.4, there are only about 5 or 6 rules which are used a lot. So you get a good bang for the buck if you look at 7.4 and look at these few simple rules, which we just use 2 of them. And the abhyasa section starts from this abhyasasya. This rasva is what we just used. Then there are a few more rules down here. And the other one which we used was abhyase charcha, which comes in 8.4. The number might be a little bit wrong. I think it's 8454. I think the number is off by 1. 8454. Okay. So we got, and then what happens is that this ta becomes a. It becomes a. In lit lakara, this ending, this ta becomes a. Litas tajayor eshirej. Litas tajayor eshirej. Litas tajayor eshirej. I repeat the sutras to you because you can listen to them. Hopefully remember them, because when I was learning Vyakaranam, I heard these 1,000 and 2,000, 10,000 times. So now even in my sleep, I think I probably mutter these out. Litas tajayor eshirej. This comes in 3.4. So any of the substitutions, which depends on the lakara, comes in 3.4. And these are all nitya karyani. So nothing can stop them. Nothing can stop these. So you have to immediately come here and says the litas tajayor eshirej. So that will be the what here it is. Litaha tajayoho. The ta becomes esh and irej. It becomes the a. So finally, anybody in the class, how do we get this dha becomes dha? You know the final answer is vidadhe. It's right in front of you. So we want to, what we need is we need a akara lopa atra ishyate. Akara lopa ishyate. Kena sutrana bhavishyati. We want the akara lopa. Anybody in the class? We want to make it vidadhe. This a has to go. Hari has the answer. Okay, very good, Hari. Yes, sir.
Ato lopa iticha?
Thank you. Ato lopa iticha. 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 6464. 6464. Ato lopa iticha. Is that when you have a anga ending in long a, forward pratyaya, which is either kit or nit, begins with a ach, or has an idagama to it, then that will take lopaha alone jasya. So the ending a will take lopaha. Now, how do we know this pratyaya is kit or nit? Anybody in the class? So 6464 ato lopa iticha. That requires that the pratyaya should either have a ka as a marker or the nga as a marker. Now at face value it doesn't have it. The pratyaya only is ta and became a. We don't have it. Okay, Hari has the answer. Usha, let me give Usha a chance. Hari, 1 second. Usha has the answer also. Yes, Usha. Usha? No, I guess her mic is off. Okay, Hari, go ahead.
Asanyoga litkit.
Asanyoga litkit. Very good. Asanyoga litkit. Apit litkit syat. Comes in 1.2. If you don't have a sanyoga, then apit lit kit syat. So lit, which is apit, becomes kit. So all is sutta. What is kit? What is nit? Comes beginning of 1.2. So try to understand the Astagaya topography if you can. It is very, very useful. You don't have to stumble for answers. It says asanyuga lit kit. Okay, that made kit. This pratyaya became a kit because asanyuga lit kit. And that ato lopa iticha removed this one. So we use 6464 to get this form. And we got only dha and we got vidadhe. So this was a little bit difficult because the difficult thing was the passive. I think most of you can get this. Probably was a lit form, that much you guessed. So look at the karma. Karma went in prathama. The karta went tritiya. That's what you want to look at and get the answer. And then look at the commentary. It says vihita. It's a passive form, vihita. So etena. Now this is his own comment on the shloka. This is his own comment. So etena deva karya pravrittayoho devanukulyam suchitam is suggesting, dhvanitam is suchitam. So kim suchitam is devanukulyam suchitam that the gods are very favorable. Anukul is favorable. Anukulyam. Anukulyam means the state of being favorable. So the gods are favorable. So the favor of the gods is suggested. For whom? Deva karya pravrittayoho, Rama Lakshmana yoho. So for Rama and Lakshmana, who are now going to pravrittayoho, who are engaged in performing the work of the gods, for them, the gods are favorable, is being suggested. Because how do we know that? The clouds and the wind, they did the marga samskriya, marga samvarjanam. Okay, let's finish this one shloka. So this is what we need to go and understand this commentary. We'll do it in the class at home. If you can at least get some of the pieces, that's okay. We'll come back and get the rest of them. Okay. And once you can understand this commentary, you can also understand other commentaries also. They have the same style. Of course, the emphasis is different. Looking Vedanta commentary, they will not go through grammar. But this is kavyam, so you can get the grammar part of it first, and then look at the subject at which you have at hand. So let's look at the. And somebody can help me here in the translation. Let me see. Vasu can do it for us. Vasu, you want to try this, Vasu?
Haji.
Okay. Let's say and even as. Which word can you use from here?
Can you magnify the text for me, please?
Yes, I can do that. Okay.
Yavat.
Yavat, thank you. Even as is Yavat. The king, what is the king?
Parthiva.
Parthivaha was ordering. What's that?
Dishati.
Adishati. The decoration. What decoration?
Samskriyaya.
Samskriyam.
Samskriyam.
Of the city streets.
Puramargam.
Puramarga, it's actually a compound. So Puramarga Samskriyam. Decoration of the city is Pura street is marga, and samskriya. At there, what is there? There. Tayoho.
Tayoho.
Tayoho. Tayoho is of the two of them.
Yeah.
In English, we don't have duals. It says there. Okay. Yeah. Now, departure.
Nirgama.
Nirgamaya. Actually, this is slightly rephrased. It should be for the departure. It should be for the departure, not at their departure.
Yeah.
At would be Saptami normally.
Yeah. This is Chaturthi.
For this Chaturthi, for the purpose of the departure. See, this is the Tadarthya Chaturthi from yesterday's class, right? Tadarthya. For the sake of accomplishing something.
Yeah.
This is what is called, this Chaturthi is called Tadarthya Chaturthi Vachya. When you do something for the sake of something, or accomplish something, is called, this is Dirgamaya. Okay? Actually, they were should be really, they actually is really sa, samskriya. They're a little bit rephrased. So were arranged. What is the word for that? Vidate.
Vidate.
Vidate. It was arranged.
Vidate.
It was arranged.
Yeah.
Now forthwith, quickly.
Tavat.
I think probably Ashu. Ashu. Ashu is quickly. Ashu is quickly. Ashu. Now by the clouds is this one, right? Ghanaihi.
Ganaihi.
Ghanaihi. Then the wind-driven cloud. Wind. What is wind-driven?
Marutsakaihi.
Marutsakaihi means with the wind as their friends. The friend of the winds. So that showered down rain and flowers. So this is one.
Varsha.
Sa pushpa jala varshibhihi. So showered is varshin. Rain is the jala. And with flowers is sapushpa. Sapushpa jala varshibhihi ganaihi. So that's what he's saying. And the tavat was in the yavat tavat. So even as it's understood. That's in even as he contained both of them in there. Even as just then. Even as he was saying this, just the yavat tavat. Thank you. So good. So we got the meaning of the sentence. Let's do this. So this is how we're going to do. I'm going a little bit slow for some people. But hopefully get more details so we can help others who may not, want to may want more details. Okay, I'm trying to keep a balance here between giving too many details and giving less details. So a little bit more details, at least in the beginning of this class. We just started on the web, so hopefully it's okay with everybody. If too many details, you tell me. But try to do like 2 or 3 shlokas per class with good amount of detail. Shakaranodyatau pituhu dhanvinau charanayor nipetatuhu bhupaterapi tayoho pravatsayor namrayor pari bashpabindavaha. Read loudly, clearly, slowly, hopefully correctly also. That is enough. You can just keep on reading like that. So you can say stau nidesha karanodhyatau Piturdhanvinau charanayor nipetatuhu bhupaterapi tayoho pravatsyator namrayor pari bhashvabindavaha. I think I made a mistake myself. Pravatsyator. This is a tough one. Pravatsyator. So let's do the padacheda first. Is tau. Nidesha karanodhyatau is a compound. Pituhu, dhanvinau, charanayoho, nipetatuhu, bhupatehe, api, tayoho, pravatsyato, namrayoho, upari, bashpabindavaha. So what is the verb in this sentence? Anybody? What is the verb? Atra kriyapadam kutra asti. Anybody with the verb? Okay, a lot of people have. Ajit, of course, knows. Thank you. Okay, Anuji. Yes, Anuji. What's the verb?
Nipetatuhu.
Nipetatuhu. So this book has a typo, by the way. This last one here should be nipetatuhu. Please correct this one. Okay, this last one. The shloka is fine, The last one has a problem here. So this book has some typos, unfortunately, also, But anyway, Anuji is right. Nipetatuhu. What form is that, Anuji? Nipetatuhu. Look at the ending, atus.
Yeah, atus. So, yeah. You use 64120, right? That's
64120. So this is a lit lakara form.
Lit lakara.
It's a dual form. It's a dual form. So nipat, dhatu is nipat. What has happened here is that the abhyasa has gone away. Instead of the abhyasa, you got an A over there. Dhatu is pat. In lit lakara, we just say you should do the abhyasa. But the abhyasa has gone away and the A has come over here. So abhyasa lopaha etvam cha drishyate atra. But it means a dual form is that tau dhanvinau, those two bowmen, they fell at the feet of their father. Okay. Now that's and the same verb should be connected in the second half also. This is the thing. See, he has used the same verb in the second half. Bhupaterapi bashubindavaha nipetuhu. You have to make a slight change because this is the plural form. Bashubindava is a plural form. So you have to transform this one into nipetuhu. Bring it down here. There's a typo in the book. Should be nipetuhu. So Rama and Lakshmana fell at the feet of their father, and the father's also tears fell on them. This is what the shloka says. Okay. So thank you, Anuji. So we'll go through the rules which Anuji mentioned this row. So let's look at it right now quickly. Is what happened to the abhyasa here, and then how did this etvam come? This is one famous rule. It says that it says ata ekahal madhye, and that one comes in 64120. 64120. 64120. 6.4 is a very important pada of Ashtadhyayi. Lot of very important rules of the Angasya Adhikara are given in 6.4. And there Panini has a rule is that in the lit lakaraha, anadesh adehe liti. So 6.4.120 says that this one, ata ekahal madhye. Look at this one. Look at this. See, lin nimitta adeshadikam na bhavati. So what he's saying is in the abhyasa, there should be no special work. Lin nimittam adeshadikam na bhavati. Yadangam tad avayavasya asanyukta hal madhyasthasya ataha. So what do we have? We should have a dhatu which has a, on the short with no sanyoga on either side. What we have the dhatu pat. See, this is a complicated rule, but if you can at least know this rule exists, we are trying to get to the form petatuhu. Okay, so we're trying to do that. That's our objective, petatuhu. And you got a hint that this is. Look at the ending atus. It's a lit ending atus. Not only that, in the shloka you have a dual karta, dvivachana. So dvivachana karta drishyate. So you can have this is dhanvinau, the two of them. So tau dhanvinau, nipetatuhu. So from both you can understand it's a dual form, petatuhu. And from the meaning, look at the meaning. Does he give a commentary on that? Petatuhu. Let's look at that. It's a pranatau ityartaha. Pranatau means they bowed down. Pranatau, they bowed down to their father. So from you can probably make a guess at the dhatu from this. Pranatau. Pranata means like become submissive or bowing down. You can probably guess the dhatu was pat. Only thing is the abhyasa lopa and the etvam. So remember these two go together, by the way. They go together. So if you can see the A coming and the abhyasa lopa, come to 6.4.120 and sutras below that. What does it require with dhatu is pat? Dhatu is pat. This dhatu should have a madhyavarti akaraha. Should have this akara in between. Should be a sanyoga on either side. So vayataha agre api sanyoga nasti, purva api nasti. So it is puram api nasti. So you can have no sanyoga on either side. Then the second condition. The third condition, there should be no vishesh abhyasa karyam. If you had abhyasa, what you would have had? You would have had pat plus pat, and then you would have had this skipping some steps, atus. what we would have had. Now, in the Abhyasa, you'll have only Haladi Shesha, the ta going away. That's all would have happened. There'll be no other Adi Adesha. So this pa will not take any Adesha in Abhyasa. So basically what it means is that no special Abhyasa effect should be lost. No special Abhyasa effect should be lost. For example, if you have a dhatu, some other dhatu, let's say you have a dhatu bhu, you say. So bhu, the bha will become ba in Abhyasa, by Abhyasa Charcha. That will not be lost. That will not be dropped and put a will be put in there. Of course, bhu is only an u. That's a bad example. If your dhatu bhaj maybe or something, when you do bhaj, that bha should become ba in Abhyasa by Abhyasa Charcha. Of course, they might have special rules for these dhatus, but as a general rule, that there should be no adi adesha in Abhyasa. Means the pa is the adi. It's not taking any adesh. So that's the second condition. You should have a dhatu with akara madhyavarti, no sanyaga on either side, no vishesh abhyasa adi adesha, and lastly the atush should be a kit pratyaya. And we just saw that which Hari mentioned to us, asanyoga lit kita. When all these conditions are satisfied, then the abhyasa takes lopaha and we get the a in between. The a becomes a. A becomes a. Okay, if you don't remember all these conditions, don't worry about it. If you see the a coming in and the abhyasa going away, this is what has happened. This is not in the Bhagavad Gita. This example is not in the Gita. Okay, so it's one of the few examples which is not in Gita. It's an important rule. It comes in many other places, but not in Gita. If you chant Devi Mahatmyam or Chandipata or Bhagavatam, the word Reme comes many times. Reme. Look at the word Reme. Reme. Dhatu Ram becomes Reme. Becomes Remire in Atmanepada. Right? So these kind of things happen. So you have a word, so these words. So if you see this, the Abhyasa Lopayitam, this is what is going on there. Quickly go one more time, finish it off. What does it say? Lin nimitta adesha adikam na bhavati. There is no adi adesha in this statement. So there is no adi adesha of lin nimitta. Yadangam. Tad avayavasya asanyukta hal madhyasthasya. Should middle of two hal which are asanyukta. Ataha. In place of etvam and abhyasa lopascha. These two go together. Go together. So that's always come together. Kitiliti, which we just saw. So and you use the form dhatu nad becomes nedatuhu neduhu. Okay, so that's how the form. So this is a little bit difficult, but please remember this abhyasa lopa etvam. We'll see it again. Nipetatu is a dual form. Look at the end atus. In lit lakara, the tip tas ji become null atus us, null atus us, null atus us. And that will come in again 3.4 where we saw before. In place of tiptas g, we get null atus us, etc. So that's so. You remember these three endings: null atus us. Lit lakara is only most likely in the third person because paroksha lit. So lit. The good news in lit is only third person most of the time. So you have to go remember all 9 of them. Only 3 of them. So if we look at null atus us, that's good enough for you. Good enough for us. See tiptas g ityadi nam. It will become the, sorry, not that one, parasya pada nam. So this is the, in parasya pada, you get the, here, parasya pada nam, null atus us, 3482. So you get the pratyaya atus, so you add the atus and we get the form nipetatu. It's a dual form, ni plus pat, means that 2 of them fell at the feet, charana yoho, on the feet of the father, pituhu. Pitu is Pratipadikam is Pitru. Anybody in a class, what is the rule for this? See this Subandha Prakriya, you should try to remember. Anuji has the answer. Thank you, Anuji. Yes, Anuji.
Rutaut.
Rutaut. Where will that come, Anuji?
In Guna section, Purva Paraya Guna, that guessing is host there.
They're not, yeah, in the Pura Parayoho Ekadesh.
Yeah.
So this is the Pitru is there. And then you have the Pratyaya in the Nyas Pratyaya, which is the Shashti Ekavachanam, Nyas. But we have the final form, we get Pituho. So what Anuji is saying is that in place of the this Ru, and the of the nyas. This nya is only an it. Remove it, we get us. In place of these two, you get the ekadeshtaha of the u. So Anuji, what's the next step? Can you complete this for us? So we got pit plus we had the ru, and then we had the a and the sa. Okay. In place of these two, we got the ukara adesha.
Yeah.
What is the next step, Anuji?
Ratsas.
But before that, you only got the ukara so far. You're right, but what is the step below that? What is the Ushaji has that. Ushaji has that. Okay, let's see. Ushaji, your mic is working? I guess not. Okay. The mic is not. She has all the answers, but the mic is not working. Okay. So you got to use uran raparaha.
Oh, yeah.
Uran raparaha. Uran raparaha. So whenever you make any adesha in place of ru or ru, it becomes raparaha. Uran raparaha. Uran raparaha. So nyasina soscha was coming here. What number is that? Nyasina soscha. Okay.
661. Is it 611?
Engi pararupam. It's coming in this section of, here it is, 61107, Ruta. So Rudanta Anga. So with Rudanta Anga, when you have, you get this for Nyasi and Nyas, you get the Ekadeshaha. See, Rutaha, Nyasi Nyasoho, Atiparataha, Ud Ekadesha Bhavati, Raparaha. This is Raparaha. So what do we have now? We got with this, these two get replaced with the U. It becomes Raparaha. So we get now we get Pit plus U, but then Raparaha, and then we get Sa. And finally, as Anuji said, this one is Raj Sasya. After this, if you have the Sanyoga at the end, with the Ra as the prior element, and the Sa goes away, Raj Sasya. We get Pitur. So really what's happening here is that this Sa has gone away, and it's actually the Refa which remains, it becomes Pitur. So probably Pitur is the final form, Pitur. Okay, so now Raj Sasya is in the Tripadi section under Sanyogantasya Lopaha Raj Sasya. That will come in the 8.4 is, I'm assuming, sorry, 8.2 Sanyogantasya Lopaha. So just go through one more time. So in this language, when you have any Raj Sasya, Ajit, yes sir, Uchatam. Ajit, you have a question? No, okay. All right, so Raj Sasya is coming in 8.2.
Why can't we use Sanyogantasya Lopaha directly?
Okay, Sanyogantasya Lopaha has a Niyama Sutram. The question is that, why can't we use Sanyogantasya Lopaha? Because there, this is the Sanyogantasya Lopaha is 8.2.23. But then Pani says Raj Sasya. Raj Sasya is Niyamartham. Is that following a Refa, only Sa will go, nothing else. So Sanyoganta Padasya Yo Refaha, Tasad Uttarasya Antasya Sakar Lopa Bhavati. And here he will say, somewhere he will say, Siddhe Sati Arambha Niyamarthaha. So when something is already Siddham, like Ajit ji is saying, we could have used Sanyogantasya Lopaha. Then why does Pani say Raj Sasya? There's no use of this. Already Sanyogantasya Lopaha, Tena Karyam Siddhamidam. So this work is already done by that sutram. This is Niyamartham. Niyamartham means Rat Parasya Sasya Eva Lopasyat, na Anyasya. Other one will not go away. So when he says, what he says is that following Refa, the ending Sakara, which is Sanyukta at the end, will go away. So it looks like we don't need this sutram. Because of this, Sanyogantasya Lopa can take care of it. But the fact that Pani is making a sutram means it must be Niyamartham. It is Rat Parasya Sasya Eva Lopasyat. It says Raj Sasya Eva Lopo Bhavati na Anyasya iti, and the word Urj comes in the Chamakam, right? Urchame, Sunatachame, Payaschame, Rasaschame. In the fourth Anuvaka of Chamakam, Urchame, Urk. That Urk, the Refa and Kakara Sanyoga is there. That doesn't go away because of Raj Sasya. It's Niyamartham. Niyamartham idam sutram. That's what it is. So that's what we'll have to use. So finally we got the rasasya, so the sakara went, we got pitur. Okay, this Anu have a question, Anuji? Is it old? Anu have a
Yeah.
question?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, that's an old one.
Oh, old, I'm sorry. Okay, lower hand. Okay. All right, so let's go to the shloka. Let's see what we have left now. We have, so the pitu is a shashti. Connects with what? Look at the commentary. Let's see what it says. Pitu charana yoho. The commentary is making a sambandha for you. It's saying pitu charana yoho. So at the feet of the father. Okay. Now, one more thing. This is the Deheli Deepa Nyayaha. Deheli Deepa Nyayaha. When you have a lamp placed on the threshold, it lights the inside and the outside also. This pitu also connects with the adesha, nidesha karanodjatau. So pituhu nideshaha. Look at the commentary. Nidesha karana udjatau. Nidesha karana udjata. Udjata means who set out to do that. Set out, who's bent on doing something. So Rama and Lakshmana had set out to. They were engaged in. They were bent on what? Carrying out the command. So Nidesha is command. Karana is doing, carrying out. Whose command? Pituhu. This Pituhu work goes both ways. So Pituhu Nidesha, so Pitru Nidesha Karanodjatau. And also Pituhu Charanayoho. So this is the Kalidasa's, mastery. He puts in between here. So Ubhayatra Sambandhyate. Atra api, agre api, purvam api. And so look at the commentary. Pitrajna karana udjatau. So he is making sure you understand that. Pitrajna, karana udjatau, udjiktau. So udjatau is udjiktau. So build your vocabulary. Udjata is from ud plus yam. Udyukta is ud plus yuj. The same meaning. Udyuktau. Udjata means also means to be raised, So means so udyukta means we're engaged in that. So this pituhu connects both ways, with the nidesha and also with the charana. Okay. The dhanvinau is dhanushmantau. Is a participle called dhanvin. Dhanvin is a participle called dhanvin. One of the priests here had a son in one of the ashrams here in Udupi Mutt. He named his son Sudhanva, one who has a beautiful bow. It's probably Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram probably. So Dhanvin, Dhanvan, Padipadam is called Dhanvan. Padipadam here is Dhanvin. So then when we have this, this is, he's telling you Dhanush Mantau, is a commentary. So we have two Pradipadikams here. The word Dhanu is very common. The word Dhanvan is not so common. That's why he's taking you, he's telling you two things here. That this Pradipadikam Dhanvan means the same sense as Dhanuho. And this Pratyaya Ini is in the Matupartha, it's Mantau. So he's telling you the Ini Pratyaya is Matuparthya Pratyaha. He's also telling you the Dhanvan means Dhanuho. So when the Matupartha is coming end of 5.2. Matupartha is coming end of 5.2. And there we have we want to use the Pratyaya Ini. We want to get the Pratyaya Ini. So you see the Taditas are very common. Taditas are very common. So you have to be able to use them, understand them. Unfortunately, fortunately, unfortunately, they are used very commonly. And it's a huge large section. So, but in that there are some well-defined areas. One of them is Matup. Matup means in the sense of possession, and that's 5.2 to end of is this 5.2. I think it starts from where Tadasyasti. Here it is, 5.2. The number might be slightly off. The number might be slightly off by, I think it's 5.294 in my Kashika. Okay, it says 93 here, but Tadasyasti asminniti matuppa. So when someone has something, or something is found in someone, in some place, you get the matup pratyaya. And there you get the so pratyaya is matup, but we don't have matup. We have dhanvin pradipadikam. So there it says, sutram, it says, ata ini thanau. Ata ini thanau. So if you have the adanta anga, you can use the pratyaya in and than. We don't have adanta anga. Because we have dhanvan pradipadikam. The next sutram, vriyyadibhyascha. Vriyyadi gana is there. Also you can use the pratyaya ini. This word dhanvan, Dhanvan is in the Viryadigana. So Viryadibhyascha. So what do we have so far? We have the we had the Pradipadikam Dhanvan. It is slightly again good to build your vocabulary, because we all know the word dhanuho. We may not know the word dhanvan. And you add the pratyaya in. Again the same thing here. This will get the bhasanya. Bhasanya because of the yachibham. We already did in the class before. This pratyaya is tadhyata, it's a swadi pratyaya. So by that 1-4, I think 1-4, 17, 18, this will get the bhasanya. So 1-4, yachibham, 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 yachibham. And once you get the bhasanya, you have to come in the 1-4, 18, yachibham. Then once you get the bhasanya, come in 6-4. See, hopefully I'll repeat this enough times that you can get the hang of it on your own. And you can go to 6-4, 129, and there must be some sutram there. And this is nastadhite, nastadhite, nastadhite. Is this one, say, if you have a nakaranta anga, which has a bhasanya, followed by a pratyavistadhita, then you get the T lopaha. Nakarantasya bhasya tehe lopa bhavati tadhite parataha. So that's what's happening here. The T bhaga, anchavantyad, this T is defined Panini as you tap on the last vowel and go to the end of the term. That's called a Panini as T. Achavantyadi T. So T is a technical term. It means from the last vowel to the end of the term. So this an is the T bhaga. Becomes dhanva plus in becomes dhanvan. So that an goes away. From dhanvan, the ending an goes away. Becomes dhanvin and dhanvinau. So dhanvinau. So that's what it is. So and how do we know that? Even if you don't understand this, don't worry, leave it. Don't worry about it. Let's look at the commentary. Dhanushmantau. If you understand this much, you're okay. Dhanushmantau. Dhanvino Dhanushmantau. Then tau is who? Kumarau. Rama Lakshmanau. That's pretty. So he clarifies it for you very kindly. Tau Kumarau. Then Pituhu Charana Yor Nipetatuhu. No real commentary. He says Pranatau Ityartaha. Means they bowed down at their father's feet. And then Bhupatehe Api. Even of the kings. What Bashpa Bindavaha. Bindu so Bashpa Bindu is tear drops. Bashpa is tear and Bindu is a drop. So Bashpa Bindava is tear drops. Here's a tough one now. So Vatsyatoho, Pravatshyatoho. He says Pravasam Karishyatoho. Unfortunately, he didn't give a sutram. He could have been a little bit more kind to us. What's the dhatu here, anybody? Oh, Vasu has a question. I'm sorry. Vasu has a question. Yes, Vasu.
Yeah. Haji, my first question is Pranatau ityartaha or Pranata vityartaha?
Pranatau. Pranatau.
So there is a type. It's a typo in.
No, you got the H-I Avasandhi, right? H-I Avasandhi. So it is pra, na, tau, right? Iti.
Yeah.
Iti artaha. Pranataviti.
Oh, okay. That was my confusion. So it's not a typo. It is correct.
This is not a typo. This one is correct. Pranataviti. Yeah. Pranataviti artaha. Okay. What's the next question? Okay, good. So that's pranatav iti. So you got that. Now, anybody in the class, what is the dhatu in this one? So vatsyatoho. Ajitji has the answer. Vasu has the answer also. Uchyatam.
So was and shatru.
Was exists. But then how it become vatsyato?
Bhavishyatkaale.
Takarah katham agataha atra?
Ahma samartah tad vaktu.
Okay, that's the hard part in this word. As Ajitji clearly said, it is pravasam is given by Malinatha. So it means pravas. But became pravatsyato. This is a future participle. Future participle. But how did the sa become sta? Once you got the dhatu, by the way, you can go to dhatu vritti, you can go to these texts and you can get the answer very quickly. And this one I happen to know. Sasya ardha dhatuke. So sasya. So when you have a sa followed by a sa. So when you have sa followed by a sa, then what happens is that prior sa takes the takara adesha, and the condition should be that prior that that following sa should be a pratyaya which is ardha dhatuka. So sasya ardha dhatuke. So saha, so that will be 7449. This is a bit of a tough form, 7449. But if you got the dhatu, we have gone to dhatu vritti and got the answer pretty quickly. So let's look at this one for a second. So it became, by the way, Ajitji we're very glad to have him. He is the one who has given us all this Ashtadhyaya and the links over here. And he's teaching Vyakaranam also on the West Coast. Paschimati Vyakaranasya Adhyapanam Kurvannasti Mahabhagaha. So, okay. Okay, 7440, what is the number I gave you? 49. Okay, 7449. Let's look at this one. This is not easy, I must admit. But the way to attack this one is get the dhatu from the commentary, then look it up. Okay, that's what the way to attack this. So sasya dhatuke. So it is sa si. So when it says is sasya taha adesha syat sado ardha dhatuke. So when you have a sakara adi, ardha dhatuka pratyaya, then the prior sa becomes ta. So it is. So that's what he says. Now what do we have? What do we have? We have what is called as a future participle. The future parts comes in Gita. Yotsyamana veksheham ya ete atra samagataha yotsyamanaha, which are about to fight. This future participle has a special meaning. When you're about to do something, use the future participle. Yotsyamana. Arjuna says, I want to see these people who are about to fight with me. Yotsyamana veksheham. So in Gita we have this form, Yotsyamanan. So what do we have? We have dhatu vas, pra, vas, and then we have a future participle. And it become, because, you got the, quickly with sutra for that also. See, in Ashtadhyayi, Panini has organized these adhikaras in order, in the what we call the chronological order. He starts the bhute adhikaraha, starts from 3.2, starts the adhikara bhute, and then he starts the vartamane lat, and then comes the bhavishyati. So very nice of Panini to give us the, kalanukramena, samayanukramena. He has given the adhikaras. And the first one starts the bhute adhikara. From 3 to 8 start bhute. Then he starts the vartamane adhikara, vartamane lat. So past, present, future, vartamane lat. And then he starts the bhavishyati adhikara also. The bhavishyati comes in the little bit later, bhavishyati. And there you have the pratyaya which says, she says bhavishyati gamyadayaha, and he says litas sadva. So this sat, what is this sat? The Shatra and Shanach has been given a technical term by Panini called sat. Tau sat is what he says. So Shatra and Shanach, he gave them the, see this one, 3 to 127, we'll be going out of time right now, but the 3 to 127 is Tau sat. These present participles are called sat by Panini. Why is that? Because the dhatu as, when you do the present participle, becomes sat. So the sat is a very common form of the dhatu as taking the present participle. So Panini has given a technical name called sat for Shatru and Shanas, Tau sat. So he defined what is sat, and then he said below down here is that in place of the lit lakara, future tense, litra sadva, these can take the sat. So what we have here is, and we won't go through all the steps, but at least give you a basic, I don't know why I got the blue color today, but anyway, pra, and then we got the vas, and then we got the future tense markers here, and then we got the shatru pratyaya at shatru. So by the sutra which we saw before in 7.4, I think 7.449 it was, this becomes a takara. Because why was that? Because we have a sakaradi, ardha dhatuke pare, purvasya sakarasya, takaradesha bhavati. So vatsya, again this is my own commentary, but so, see whatever I say without looking in the book, don't take it like 100%. You have to confirm that from the commentary, okay? So, and in between this and this is atogune. So pravasyat you got, like pachat pratipadikam now. Then pravasyatoho. So now that is what you got. So that is what is. He's saying pravas. So how does he make it easy for us? Pravasam karishyatoho. Look at how beautifully he has done it. He has maintained the same future participle in the commentary. He has maintained the same participle in the commentary. Pravasam karishyatoho. About to embark on their journey. And this is a Shashti Bhakti Dvivachanam, Pravasyatoho, because of Pravasyat Pradipadikam. And then Ataeva Namrayoho. Therefore they were bowing down. They were very humble because they're going on a journey. So they want to humbly take leave of their father. That's in the old days at least. So Namrayoho is Pranatayoho. Again same is same. Pranatayoho. So they were Namra. Where the one Namra come from? And these are two Shashtis. Make the connection. Tayoho upari. So on the two of them who were humble and who were about to depart on a journey. On them. So tayoho upari. So these two Shashtis connect with upari. Okay. This now last thing is Namra. How the word Namra came. So build a vocabulary. Build a vocabulary. So Shabda Sangraha. Avashyam Grahyaha. So you have to build a vocabulary. It says Nami Kampi Ityadinam Ra Pratyaha. This Pratyaya Ra is added with some dhatus to make a noun, Ra Pratyaha. So this was to make it adjective, I'm sorry. Make the word Nam. So Nami is the first dhatu to make Namra. Nam plus Ra becomes Namra. So Nam is to bow down. So Namra is one who's bowing down. Means the one who's humble. Namra. And then it is a typo in the book. You have to supply the same verb down here. So Nipetatuhu, it is a dual form. You make it a plural form down here. He will not repeat it because Bindava is plural. So make it Nipetuhu. Nipetuhu Patitaha. They fell down. Patitaha. Let's finish with the translation. We'll stop with that. Already it's 8. I try to finish on time. Let's get Anupji involved. Anupji, are you there? Anup, are you there?
Yeah.
So let's get you involved in the class. How was the class for you, okay? Too much grammar for you?
Yeah. Good.
Anupji always says, don't give too much Panini. People will run away. But that's anyway. I think that's what you add, what you get from the classes, the more details. Anyway, okay, let's finish this up. All time is up, so let's see. Readily obeying their father's will. What do you think, Anupji? The father's is what?
One second, I muted. Yeah, Pituhu.
Pituhu, father's Pituhu. What is the will? Will.
Nidesha Karana Utpadyatoho Bhutpadehe.
Nidesha.
Nidesha Karana, okay. Yeah,
Nidesha is command.
Correct.
Command.
Yeah.
And then readily obeying.
Karana Udyatoho.
So obeying probably is Karana Udyatau. Karana Udyatau. Karana means doing. Udyatam is setting out to do. Readily obeying. Okay. They took their bows. This is a little bit paraphrased over here.
Yeah, that exactly. Took their bows is not required, but the ones who had the bows is Dhanvinau.
Dhanvinau. Dhanushmantau is what
Dhanushmantau is, yeah.
So means who had bows with them. Dhanushmantau. One who has a bow, Dhanushman, who has a bow. Bent low.
Bent low is Nipetuhu.
Nipetatuhu, bent low.
Correct.
Now before is the Saptami or the Shashti, Charana Yoga.
Yeah,
the Vibhakti here. And his, again, we are connecting Pitu on both sides.
Correct.
Fathers. And feet is Charana
Yoga.
Okay. While.
Tears
While
of the
probably the Api. So
correct.
even for the father, means while.
Bhupadehe.
The tears is what?
Tears is Bashpabindavaha.
Bashpabindavaha. So from the eyes of the king. So eyes is not here.
Yeah,
from
correct.
the king's eyes, Bhupatehe.
Bhupatehe.
Bhupatehe is the tears of the king really.
Correct.
Fell. Where is the fell?
Tayoho Pravatsano.
You have to bring the same verb down here.
Is
Take it Nipetuhu. Supply it.
Because of Api, yeah. Because of Api you can use.
Api also correct. Api connects is also beautiful. Api also connects. So it became Nipetuhu. Fell.
Right.
Fell on is a Saptami again. They're
Right.
prostrate forms.
Pravats,
On is actually on is the upari.
Upari,
on is
yeah,
upari.
yeah. Correct.
And the prostrate forms.
That Pravats, no, that is the going.
Namrayoho.
Namrayoho. Yeah,
Namrayoho. On who are bowing down, So
Yeah.
on who are humble, prostrate form. That was soon to speed on a journey.
Pravatsya
Pravatyatoho.
Toho.
Pravatyatoho. Okay. We already got 5 minutes over time. Apologies for that. But I read 2 shlokas in great detail. Again, if you want, we can speed up and skip some details. I think it's good for the clock. Hari has a question. Okay, let me take a couple of questions and we'll stop. Yes, Hari.
Satish ji, like the last word, Bashpa Bindavaha.
Uh-huh.
Now, Bindu means drop, right? So
Yeah.
what is Bashpa?
Means teardrops.
Okay.
Teardrop. So Bashpa is a teardrops.
Okay, so this is the same as Bashpa Gadgada Bhashini. That what we saw in Ramayana.
That is Bashpa Gadgada Bhashini is that Gadgada means stammering. She was
Okay.
stammering on account of tears. So the Bashpa means tear only there.
Okay.
So Bhasha,
Okay.
she was stammering on account of tears. Bindu is like Bashpa Bindavaha. So, okay. So teardrops, Bashpa Bindavaha. I think I think we are done. Okay. So let us do the Mangala Acharanam and we stop the recording. So,
Suzanne has a type question.
yes.
She needs the name of the book.
Oh, name of the book, I'm sorry. Name of the book mentioned earlier. Which book, Suzanne? Let me. Which book, Suzanne, are you looking for?
The one you spoke about 1 hour into the class.
Is it the Abhyankar book? This one?
No, one you said that had a lot of reference in it. You should add it as a reference manual.
Was it the Ashtadhyaya book that we're looking at?
No, it wasn't one you were looking at actually. It was one you said that should be used as a reference that had combination of all those lexicons you were looking at.
You mean the Tadita books you're looking at? Or the Amar Kosha?
No, it wasn't called Amir Kosha.
Okay.
No, maybe I can listen again and see if I can.
No, the one that I mentioned was the book on the Taditas, which we use. It's not a very common book. It's a Panini Pratyartha Kosha, which gives all the Tadita ending words. That one is not on the web and for that I know of. The other one I mentioned was this Abhyankar's book, which has all the definitions with all the references to other texts. So that is the one that I looked at, which was on the. This is the one. This is on the web. And I think the other one I used was the Ashtadhyayi and the Kashika and books like that. Was it the beginning of the class or into the class?
No, 1 hour into the class, roughly.
1 hour into the class. Okay. Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
think you had that one up at the time.
I had it up on the web at the time?
No, you didn't have it up on the screen.
Okay.
You mentioned that it should be a good one to get.
Oh, good one to get.
Mm.
Okay, then maybe it's the Bhaimi Vyakhya, maybe, or Bhimsen Shastriji? No, maybe not today. I didn't mention that today. Okay. All right. But the ones that I mentioned, I think I mentioned was the, I mentioned the Amar Kosha, mentioned the Dhatu Vritti, which I think is not the one you're looking for. I mentioned the...
Usha Swaminathan has a suggestion for that book. Maybe you meant Tadita.
Tadita Pratyaya. The one that I mentioned was Tadita Pratyas. But Tadita, this is the book for which gives all the affixes called Taditas. It gives an affix. That's the one. Okay. Maybe that one. I'll maybe it's not on the web. It's probably for Parimal Prakashan. It's called Panini Pratyartha Kosha Tadita Prakaranam. That's the book. That's the book, Suzanne.
Okay,
So
thank you.
not a very common book, but if you can get it, maybe I'll put a note on that. Maybe I'll scan it for you next time. Okay, I'll keep a scan.
Well, that'd be great.
Okay, thank you. So let's do the Mangalacharanam. Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Abhiyata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Rama Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bho Rama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Nama Varanana On Nama Iti. Okay, any other questions?